Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 with episode 3 of my Monster Feed the Beast server play series. Last time, whenever we left off, we finished the smeltery, got some ores cooking up. After that episode, I decided to add a hopper here so that I can start smelting more of the ores automatically. But whenever I came over here, I made a mistake. I did not pay attention to what was at the bottom of the smeltery before emptying it in here. But this isn't a problem. So what we need to do is create what's called a fluid duct, and we'll be able to get this liquid back into the smeltery. So let's get the materials for that, and I'll be back. To create a fluid duct, it's only a lead ingot in the middle with copper surrounding it. We could go up to this one at some point, but we don't have the proper machines to be able to create this hardened glass. So we're just going to go with the opaque one. I believe it's a little bit slower in transferring fluids, but that's fine. Whenever we're only trying to get the fluid back from this casting basin back into the smeltery. So fortunately I had the two ingots, and I have two lead that smelted up in here. So let's switch that to the bottom. Go ahead and grab this. And if you can tell, underneath the casting table I put a hopper. What this hopper does is it'll automatically pull the items out of the casting table and put it in this chest. So it'll allow me to not have to constantly sit here and click back and forth. So let me go ahead and grab this fluid duct. There we go. We got 6 out of that. And let's run over here. And we have to take off the faucet. And let's place one right here. Grab the crescent hammer. We don't want that to be there. And let's make the output here. And we don't have any servos yet, so let's go ahead and use a redstone energy here with a lever. And you can see that it drained right back into the smeltery. So we should be good to go on being able to get some of the other liquids out. And one of the nice things about using these thermal expansion fluid ducts is that we don't have to constantly sit here and right click on the seared faucets. What we could do is, let me come over here and switch those out. Make sure the iron is at the bottom, and as soon as I flip this lever, it'll start filling the casting basin with the molten iron. But I do not have a hopper on here right now. That's only because I don't want to end up in the same situation that I had before, where the casting basin is filled with one of the materials that I didn't want to be in there. So let's take a look at what it would take to upgrade this tool station into a tool forge. So let me come in here, type in tool forge. There it is. And this will take 3 seared bricks, the tool station. I can just use the one that I already have, 4 blocks of iron, and that shouldn't be that shouldn't be too hard. So let's go ahead and see how many iron blocks that I have already. One here, one there. I just need one more. And all right. So now let's run over to the inventory and see if we still have seared bricks. Well, we have 2, and we have 6 of these small ones. They have the unfortunate name of being seared brick for these, but this one's called seared bricks. So I guess there's a little bit of difference if you pay attention to what it's called. All right, so here, oh, I need to grab the casting base, or the what is that called? Tool station. Alright. Run over here. And the reason we need to upgrade this is for some of the better tools that I mentioned in the last episode. Alright, so we have the tool forge. So looking in here, you can see that we have about twice as many options for creating tools. One of the things that I do want to create is this. This is called the hammer. This will allow us to mine faster, create larger tunnels instead of hitting one block at a time that a pickaxe does. This will allow us to do a 3x3 area. So let me grab the patterns for that. And I do not believe that I've created the plate pattern, so let me get one of those. There it is. And what else was needed? The hammerhead and the tough tool rod. I think I may have already passed it, but these loop around. There we go. Hammerhead. And the tough tool rod. That's the small one. And there's the tough tool rod. Alright, so come over to the part builder as we did before. And you notice that I had 9 cobblestone in there, but now that I took this out, we only have 1 left. That's because this has a material cost of 8. Fortunately, I still have cobble in my inventory, so I should be able to grab that. The large plate pattern also costs 8. But I only need 1 of those because what I'm going to do is create um, the casing as I did before, like these, the casts. Because I want to do a iron one to begin with. There we go. That should be good. Let me run over here, see if I have enough aluminum brass. I believe I do. I think for the cast it doesn't require the same amount of material costs because it's only creating a cast. So these should only require the 1 ingot each. Oh, that went into my chest. Oops. Let me see. Let me grab this one. And the next one will be this. There we go. So I can pull those out. And I probably do not want this to pull any more iron out because this is going to require quite a bit of iron. I have 16 in there, and if I remember right, we need 2 plates, which are 8 each, and we also need one of these heads, which is also 8, and the material cost on the tough rod is 3. So I need to put more iron back in here. So let me grab what I can. And as you can see, it does take a little bit longer because it's requiring um, more iron or more material cost to create it. And I needed 2 of these, unfortunately. Alright. Just wanted to double check that pattern. I might be running low. Yes, I have 1 ingot left. So this might take a little bit. So I will cut and come back whenever I have all of the iron necessary to create this tool. While we're waiting, we might as well connect the portable tank to the seared window. I noticed that we were starting to run a little bit low on lava, and I don't want this to stop before all of our ores are finished smelting. So all I need to do is just the same as I did with the casting basin, put a fluid duct here. And I should be able to just pop this there. Let me turn it this way. And I may still need a lever. And this is probably good as any. And there we go. So this will keep it full, apparently over full, which is kind of interesting. And I probably should just go back down to the lower levels to that lava pool and grab some more. That way we have more of a constant supply. At some point, whenever we actually get to the nether, we will start getting blaze rods, and that will give us ender tanks, and then we'll be able to have more of a never-ending, infinite supply of lava. But for the time being, I do need to make trips back and forth. I'll go ahead and do that while I'm waiting for this iron. Alright, I finished making a trip downstairs, and now I have more lava. One of the things that you'll probably want to have in your inventory whenever you're dealing with the Tinker's Construct are the manuals. Let me see if I remember what they're called, because they can be crafted. I think one of them's the Mighty Smelting. There it is. And that requires materials in U, gives you Mighty Smelting, and materials in U that's kind of weird. Oh, here we go. Blank pattern and paper. So I already have blank patterns in my stencil table, but I need some paper. Let me see if I have any paper. Let me see. Can paper be constructed with what I have? Because I have cotton, and I don't think that makes paper, unfortunately. So I am going to run outside. I was able to find some sugar cane. I do not know if they've started growing yet. It looks like they have a little bit, which is probably enough for what we need now. So let me grab that, run back in the base, create that piece of paper, and we'll be able to get that book. And this book is basically like the essential guide with all of the different recipes, all of the equipment that you'll need for Tinker's Construct. So it's very good to have. And I think I'm going to need 2 of these. I think you start the game with the book, but somehow my book disappeared, so I'm not sure what happened to it. Alright, so this is materials in U. You can read it yourself, but most of these recipes are things that we've already done. We've already upgraded our tool forge, which gives us additional things. These are the drying racks. You may have seen those close to the entrance of my base. This allows me to, well, basically you can hold anything, but it also dries zombie flesh into monster jerky, and that's a additional source of food if you're early game and you don't have a lot of food. So let me go back into that book. I don't know if this is the book that I'm needing for my current plan. And this is all of the beginning stuff. No. So let me convert this to this one. Are these different? Yes. So this is going through all of the different tools that you can make. It shows all of the abilities, how much damage they do, all of the different materials that you can use for these tools. And I want to actually see alumite, because alumite is going to be needed whenever we visit the nether to get cobalt and ardite. So how do we make alumite? May have already passed it. As you can see, there's many pages of stuff, so it's really nice book to have around. And it might not be in this one. So rather than getting rid of that book, I'm going to create another one and convert that into the Mighty Smelting. Let's see if this one has the alloys. Here we go. So alumite is made from 5 aluminum, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. Alright, so that's going to take a while because I have yet to find diamonds. This is episode 3 and I've done exploring for resources off camera, but I still have not found diamonds on this map. So I need to keep going with that until I actually find something. So for the time being, because I do need to be able to gather resources, I am going to go ahead and cast out some of this iron. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it in these casts right here. So I already have the 2 plates, and now I have to get the hammerhead, and I'm just going to make it simple. There's other materials that you can use for these to give you different modifiers, but for these early tools, I don't really care. So I'm going to do them simple and just create it completely out of iron. And there we go. Now we should be able to run back in here and create the hammer. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to put any modifiers on this. Most likely not, because I'm going to wait until I get some of the better tools. Otherwise, you're going to waste your lapis and redstone. So let's take a look at this. Find a good place to start digging into. And this is probably good as any. Alright, there we go. So it's a 3x3. And you can see how this will help considerably whenever trying to mine and find resources. And I just dug into the wall that I was using for my essence berry bushes. That's fine. Looks like they both grew, so I can eat some creeper. There we go. I believe that these bushes grow better in dark. That's why I've kind of covered them up in that wall. Alright, so let's see what other tools that we can get. The excavator. This is another one that I like to get because this is allowing you to do the same thing that the hammer does, but with dirt and sand and gravel. So whenever you're down in the caves, you should probably have one of these excavators as well. So let me get one of those, and that requires one of these large plates, tough tool rod, tough binding, and what is that, a excavator head, I guess. So let me grab this, create another one of these. I should have enough iron because I put a bunch of ores in the hopper. And I do not believe that I have the excavator head, so let me grab the pattern for that real quick. There it is. And this is material cost of 8 as well. So we'll have to pay attention to how much iron we have because these other tools obviously require a lot more material. There we go. Cool. So I never actually used these stone parts that I create in the part builder. So for the time being, I think the best place for them is in here. That way it doesn't clog up your inventory, but you might use them later because you could get stone bound on some of your tools. That means that whenever your tools have lower durability, they'll actually start mining faster. Okay, so which one did we just create? We created the large plate. We need... Did I not create... Oh, there it is. It's in the casting table already. So let me go ahead and create one of those. And that one was a material cost of 8, so it does take a little bit longer. And let me grab one of these. And the last one, I didn't create the cast for, I don't believe. For the tough tool binding. I'm not seeing it here. Tool binding. No, I did not. Am I right on that? Yeah. So I'll need one of those. But unfortunately, we ran out of aluminum brass, so I need to cook up some more. Alright. I had to run down into the caves to find some more aluminum. Apparently I'm running really low on resources, but I was able to come up, grab some more aluminum brass, and I have everything that's needed to create this, if I don't drop it, the excavator. And there we are. So now we have a couple more powerful tools. This one is going to operate on sand, gravel, dirt, and you can see how this does a 3x3 area as well. So this will make going down into the mines resource gathering a lot easier. I've come down into the caves area around level 12 so that I can start looking for diamonds, because I really need to start collecting obsidian so I can create alamite, and that will allow us to create all of the alamite tools needed to get cobalt and ardite in the nether. So I'm going to spend a little bit down in the mines and see if I can find any diamonds. Hopefully I can have some luck today. I have been strip mining for a really long time, as you can probably see from my mini-map, and I have yet to find a single diamond. So, to get alamite, it did require the obsidian. So I am going to go off screen for a little bit and try to find some other way that I can get obsidian without needing a diamond pickaxe. There are multiple ways of creating obsidian. One of them is the igneous extruder with thermal expansion, but I want to try something different this time. I looked through the NEI just to find other mechanisms for creating obsidian, and I saw that mariculture is one mechanism to do that. And in order to do that, I need to create a vat. And this is going to require 7 copper ingots. So let me grab some of the copper that I just put in there to smelt, and then we'll be able to create a vat. That's 4, 5, just 2 more, and then we'll be able to create that. And I know that the vat is a multi-structure. I don't know if I need multiple vats to do the obsidian, but let me go ahead and try this out. I have not used the mariculture mod. Just for the time being, I'll put it in here. And all this requires is lava and water. And I'm assuming because of the smoke particles that it's actually doing something. I don't know how long this will take. Let me go ahead and grab some more lava. Oh, there it is. And right click it, and I have the obsidian. Nice. So let's take a look at the Tinker's Construct Mighty Smelting again and see. We need 2 obsidian, so I need 1 more. So let me go ahead and start putting this in the smeltery. I might want to clear out the smeltery before creating this though. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will come back whenever everything is ready to pour some alamite. Alright, so I was able to collect the resources needed, and I have 6 ingots of alamite. So I am going to go ahead and pour just a complete alamite pick. Again, I'm not too worried about this one because I'm not going to use it for too long, just enough to get some cobalt and ardite. So let me go ahead and make one of these, and then we'll be able to run over to the nether. And I'm just going to use the nether portal that was created near spawn, and that will allow me to get all the additional resources that I needed. There we go. So now I have an alamite pick. Yeah, so this one is supposed to be quite a bit faster than the iron pick that I have. So let me compare. A little bit faster, but this is able to mine out harder materials. So let me run over to spawn, and then we'll pop into the nether and see what we can find. Alright, so I made it back to spawn, and I believe the nether portal was created down here in one of the caves. Oh, there it is. So let's see what kind of adventures we can get into here. Uh-oh. And death immediately. Apparently there's an angry zombie in there. So let me go collect my resources, see if I can get all of my equipment back, and we'll see where we can go from there. Well, I thought it was a pigman that killed me because that was the last guy that I saw, but apparently it was an angry zombie that was right next to the portal. So we might need to protect the portal a little bit moving forward. So I think I got all my stuff back. I got a little hungry on the way over here. And let's go ahead and see if we can get some of this alamite. I did see that there's, or ardite I mean, there's some right here. And it looks like I can break it. Great. So I'm just going to run around the nether and see what I can find. Hopefully I can find quite a few of these ores. It looks like somebody did carve out some of the area in here. I'm just going to snag it for now. Eventually, once we get into the Mistcraft stuff, I can create a link book and get to it from my base rather than having to travel all the way to spawn. I just didn't want to have to create an additional portal that wouldn't be used very long anyways. And look at that, nether diamond ore. I have spent tons of time in the overworld trying to find diamonds, and almost immediately I find nether diamond ore. So I believe, and there's some more. Let me see, how can you do this? Alright, so with mimicite, you can convert one nether diamond ore into 5 or 4 diamond ores, or you can smelt it into 2, macerate to 5. I don't have any macerators or anything like that, so I might have to just use the mimicite for now until I actually start on a machine room. But let me run around the nether, see if I can find anything exciting, and I'll be back. Alright, after dying a couple of times and having to come back into the nether to retrieve my stuff, I realized that we're running long on time, so I am going to wrap it up here. So today we were able to upgrade some of our tools. I did find some cobalt and ardite, so I should be able to make better tools, and I am really under-equipped to come into the nether without any kind of armor or weapons. So I think that we should spend a little bit of time creating weapons and armor in the next episode. before coming back into the nether. I was able to grab some nether quartz. I need a lot more, but in the next few episodes we're going to be working on power and an AE system to deal with some of our sorting, because now that we've got better tools, we're going to have an influx of more resources coming in, and I want to be able to find all of those resources in the chest without having to search for them. So instead of creating logistics or anything like that, I'm just going to jump right into applied energistics for all of my sorting needs. So this concludes the episode. I want to thank you for watching, and if you could hit the like button, it'll help me out. And also, if you like the series, be sure to subscribe and leave comments in the section below. Until next time, goodbye.